Hey guys, Josh here. I haven't made a video in a while due to some technical difficulties with my YouTube account. I couldn't remember the password. Anyway, so I'm here to talk to you guys today about where I think silver's heading. We know that the stock market has been going up and up over the past year or so, and maybe a little bit less. And you know, how does that affect commodities? You know, in the precious metal world, okay? You know, you guys know I like using, I guess, symbolism and, you know, different sorts of things to put on a video to show you guys, you know, a point, okay? And these are just some old Soviet-era Russian rubles that we know are worth absolutely nothing. But there's a reason for that. So, you know, they overinflated their currency and, you know, caused the collapse of their, you know, whole economic structure that played into the, you know, then the collapse of the Soviet Union. That was a part of it. All right, so point, right? The United States, if you look at the inflation rate for the United States, if you look at, you know, housing, if you look at all the different things, everything will come back to Soviet era economics, right? Now, maybe not exactly, because this, you know, this is America. We don't have, you know, a socialistic structure. We have a, you know, kind of like a capitalist market economy. But, you know, let's throw that aside and get to the main point here. Silver in itself is precious, okay? Gold, silver, rhodium, you know, you guys know the precious metal market, right? So, in the event of the collapse of the Soviet Union, or the United States of America, not to compare the two, we can tell that the United States' currency is going to have a major reset. There's going to be a major reset. We don't know when this will happen. We don't know why exactly, but we have a good solid point, right? Or a good solid idea as to why that would even occur. So, overinflation of, you know, money, housing, you know, everybody remembers the dot-com bubble. Everybody remembers the housing market crash. And, you know, it's not when or if the next housing market or next dot-com bubble or the next, really, next market crash is going to be, or if the next market crash is going to be, it's going to be when. Because everybody knows it's going to happen again. All right? You guys just, I hear this same thing over and over again. It's the worst possible thing to invest in, and this, that, and the other. Like I said a million times, okay? It is not about short-term profits. It is not about short-term profits. Get your silver, save it. If it takes you 20 years to make a turn a flip on it, or to flip on it, or anything like that, then so be it. That you are planning for the future. You are always going to be living in the now. You will always have to deal with United States of America, you know, fiat currency. It's you always have that on you. You wouldn't just get rid of it, right, and just go straight to gold and silver. No, that's not the point of this. Take like 10 to 15, maybe 20% of your savings or income or diversification, you know, of your whatever, and just convert it to gold and silver. It's a great strategy. You can't go wrong. Silver and gold is always going to be worth something. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, buy your silver, and plan for your future. I have seen time and time again, people do not plan for the future properly. They don't, what is it, like less than half of all baby boomers don't have anything saved for retirement? Now, I know you guys, you know, you guys who watch my channel and actually appreciate the content can understand. All right, you guys are smart. You guys are loyal to your own causes. You guys are passionate about gold and silver. And as you should be. Because do you want this to happen to you? Do you want to be able to not have anything? All right? You want this, right? If you don't like gold and silver or any sort of commodity or anything like that, this is what you like. This is what you want. You see how worthless this is? I'm pretty sure they burned this to stay warm in the Russian winters. That's how worthless this currency is. Okay? Now, picture this as American dollar bills in the next coming crisis, right? Where the dollar bill is not going to be able to buy anything. The United States' dollar bill is losing its purchasing power. Okay? Convert it, or you won't have anything. Okay? Convert it. Alright? Take 20% gold and silver, whatever you want to turn the rest of the 80% into, stocks, mutual funds, etc., 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 right? So take the gold and silver, because there is a chance, not saying put all your eggs in one basket, but there is a chance that this could save you. And this is why everybody who is fluent in economics will tell you to diversify your portfolios, okay? The gains on it you will receive is, pennies compared to the potential economic devastation that will ensue over the next crisis. We seem to be going through super waves of like 15, 20 years before crises. I'm willing to bet the next crisis is going to be, I don't know, 2025, 2030, somewhere around there, maybe even a little bit later, right? But that's probably when the next one's going to be, okay? Will you be prepared for it? Will you sit down and look yourself in the mirror and say, I am prepared for the next crisis? I have enough food stored up. I have enough fuel. I have enough liquid currency, in a diversification, and gold and silver. And if you're want anything else, you have weapons, ammunition, things like that. If you have those things, okay, you're probably going to be better off. This front of how the next crisis is going to be catastrophic, and that people are just going to rob you, and people are going to be in the streets Hurricane Katrina style, is incorrect. It's not going to happen like that. It will not happen like that. All right? Maybe in the early 1900s. Even in the early 1900s, it was bad, but it wasn't like that bad. Okay? So the next one, be prepared. Think about your own portfolios. Think about what you need to think about. Okay? You know your life better than anybody else, and you're the only one who cares about your life and how you live it. At least more than anybody else. Okay? Even if you look at your silver every day, you count it, you try to figure out what the market value is, sit down and think about your diversification of this. Okay? Think about it. It is not about the now. This is going to be in summary, guys. You guys know I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. In summary, it is not about putting all your eggs in one basket. Okay? And don't save more than you possibly can. If you can only get 1 ounce of silver a week or 1 ounce of silver a month, that is better than probably 99% of every other American. And it's better than, probably the rest of the world in the 99th percentile. Just you stacking 1 ounce of silver a week. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to go out and buy thousands of dollars worth of silver at one time just to fit in. Listen, okay? You do not need to do that. If anybody tells you that, they are not your friend. They're not trying to help you, okay? You know your budget better than anybody else in this world, okay? You need to sit down and say, I can spare $20 here for savings, okay? Or if I can spare $100, I'll put $20 of that in commodities such as gold and silver, and $80 into mutual funds, stocks, things like that, okay? I'm going to be straight up and honest with you guys, okay? Don't listen to the BS. Do what you need to do for your family, and that's the only thing that should matter, okay? Alright guys, this is my comeback video. This is my, keeping it straight. This is going to be my new series, tell it like it is, okay? Some people don't like to be told the truth. Some people like to live in this fantasy world where, everything's just rainbows and butterflies, and they could care less about anything else. Now, listen, alright, I'm going to be that a-hole for you guys. I'm a real person too, okay? I'm a man behind a camera, but I'm a real person. Okay? Sit down and think about it. Talk to your wives, talk to your boyfriends, talk to your husbands, whatever you're into, because I don't care. Okay? Now do that, and you'll have a much better time, and you'll probably go, thank you. Thank you for being that a-hole to me and to get me to open my eyes. Okay? And maybe you guys can pass it on to somebody else too. Sit down, talk to those people, and be like, hey, are you ready? If you're not ready, you have like a week to come up with a plan. Come up with a plan. You know, I trust you guys make the best decisions in life. I trust that, you know, you stay out of trouble. You mind your P's and Q's, things like that. You know, okay? All right? All right, guys, this is Josh Silver signing off. And remember, do you want this? Do you want this? Worthless. All right, guys. Peace.